So how about you introduce yourself, sir?
Sure. My name's Jack Bryan. I am a legislative assistant in DC with Congressman Sanford Bishop's office. I am a 2017 graduate of Georgia College. Um, and I'm just very proud to be a Bobcat and to be in the halls of Congress.
That is amazing. So how about you tell us a little bit about your time at GCSU? Did you know immediately you wanted to go into political science, go into government, or did you discover it here?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been very politically active. Um, I went into I was a political science major, obviously. And, I started out my freshman year running for SGA Senate,
Oh,
uh, where I actually lost. I never won an election at Georgia College, unfortunately. But, I got a little discouraged after my first loss. Um, but I ended up applying for the GC and DC intern program. I guess it was 26 or fall of 2015,
okay.
where I came to Congressman Bishop's office as an intern for the first time. And that's really where my passions for policy and politics really, were. I already had it, but this is where it was, reborn. And I finally kind of understood, um, how things kind of worked up here.
Yeah.
So I went back to Georgia College. I took the internship back with me and finished out my studies with the political science department. And, got back into the SGA thing. I was too scared to run again for election. So I aimed for an appointment with the judicial board. So I served on the judicial board for about a year and a half. Um, and found my voice and my um, you know did what I wanted to do in SGA that way, and eventually got appointed by the SGA president to be the student attorney general. uh,
Oh,
I think they've actually changed up the position since I was there, but I was big in the student affairs office. I actually worked as a student assistant in the Office of Student Affairs with the Dean of Students and the Vice President of Student Affairs. Um, so I really got deep into the judicial stuff, upholding the school's, honor code, student code of conduct. Um, and that really gave me, it really helped me with my voice, just, leading a board, um, being an example, like speaking to the freshmen at orientation, telling them what we expect of them when they come to our university. It was really a really great opportunity for me to find my voice
mhm.
and kind of a leadership position. And I think I still carry a lot of those you know experiences with me now. Here in Bishop's office, I am the intern coordinator as well as the legislative assistant, office manager in the office. So I have a lot of roles here. And I really enjoy working with students and basically young people, younger than me now, which is unfortunate. But
I know, right? All my students this semester are born after 9/11, so I feel ancient.
yeah, so that's been really interesting. Um, but yeah, that's kind of my, Georgia College background, my GC and DC. People don't realize that just because you go to school in middle Georgia in a small town of Milledgeville, it can unlock so many
Mm.
opportunities. You just have to look for them and apply for them and, believe in yourself, which took me a while. But anybody can do it.
Oh yeah.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah, no, we have you're the fourth alumni I've talked to that's currently in DC. So that's just GCSU. So yeah, you bet can do it.
We have a few Bobcats here on the House side. I don't know any on the Senate side yet.
Yeah,
But
more
yeah, we're
minutes.
growing.
Yeah. And it's bipartisan. We got people on both sides of the aisle. So you're not locked into something just because you're from a rural area.
Right. I mean, I used to be a Republican. I mean, I am hesitant to say that in a recording, But when I got to Georgia College, I was on the cusp. I was unsure. Um, and I'm not saying Georgia College radicalized me or anything, but
Of course
I mean, it gave me new perspectives. I met people from different, backgrounds. I got to go to Peru. I went to study
not.
abroad I studied Spanish in Peru for 5 weeks. And I've been back 2 times since then because I love it so much.
That's
Um, so it just really changed my perspective and um, I don't know. Yeah.
okay. Well, let's just talk a little bit more about your time in the department. So we've already mentioned all the internships and all that. Just how about the courses? Any professors stand out to you that you'd recommend to future students or specific courses?
Yeah. I mean, I assume everybody is still there. But
A little bit of movement, but it's more or less the same.
yeah, so I think my first professor I remember was Claire Sanders,
Okay. Yeah,
state and local government.
she'll be happy to hear you're doing well.
Good. Yeah, state and local government. That is my bread and butter. I love state politics, state legislature, governor's office types of things. So that was it really opened my eyes. State government is very different from the federal government.
Very.
Really enjoyed that class. I really enjoyed public opinion with Dr. Brandy Kennedy. She was one of
Yeah.
my mainstay professors throughout college and actually wrote me a letter of recommendation for my GC and DC internship. So I adore her. Let's see, Keith Lee, Dr. Keith Lee taught American judicial systems. And I still remember learning about, just the levels of courts, the district courts, the appellate courts, the circuit courts, the circuit appellate courts, I just really had no exposure to these nuanced, very important aspects of the government that some so often get overlooked. Um, and I just really liked him as a
Okay.
person, and I really took away a lot from that class. Um, Let me think of another one. I know there's got to be at least another one, but I've had those professors several times,
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're highly recommended. Okay,
yeah.
so you've talked a pretty good amount about your job, but let's just roll back a little bit. So if there's a student watching this, they see it on Twitter or whatever, and they're semi-interested in government, but they don't know like exactly what you do on GC to DC. Like, how would what's the day-to-day like?
Day to day in DC
Yeah.
would be so, like I said, I have almost too many roles that I have in the office, but probably my favorite that I get to do is um, just the policy issues that I've been able to work on. I am big on education policy and housing policy because I think they're, the drivers of economic mobility and, those kinds of things. But, in a DC House office, it's just constant meetings. You're just meeting stakeholders, meeting constituents, talking to people on the phone. I think of it as, you know, I'm like in a stationary classroom and people come in from all over the country to, teach me about what's important to them. What issues are important to them. Sometimes it's an issue that I have never heard of before, and I have to really study into it and figure out what they're talking about. I have to read the law, I have to read the bills that are coming through and understand what those bills are saying. When a bill comes up for a vote or a hearing or a markup, I have to know what the bill does. I have to make sure that the member, the congressman, knows exactly what that means. And just be very proactive with information and answering any questions he might have.
Yeah.
And then just making sure that the policies that I'm hearing about are in line with Georgia's second congressional district and what the people there want and what the people there really need. So that's pretty abstract and broad, but really you are channeling what the people that you represent need the most and what they care about the most. And, there's all types of political considerations and optics and messaging strategies. I do a little bit of communications work. Um, so it's just I'm from the campaign background, so that's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
um, you know, inform a lot of what I do here. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
kind of a swing district, so I'm sure that's makes your job a little different from being in a safe congressional office.
yeah, it is a little bit different. And we're the only Democratic office outside of Atlanta or
Yes.
Metro Atlanta. So we're very unique in that way. We're also a appropriations office. So my boss is a member of the House Appropriations Committee, and a lot of people don't understand what that means.
No, no.
Um, but they really should, because it quite literally, that
Important.
committee funds every single government agency, department um, in the federal government, and every grant program that comes down through the states. And people really, don't recognize that. They see the big, political um, click hits, like people that say outrageous things and get a bunch of media attention, talking about, whatever political issue, but people always don't go and watch the hearings of how we
Exactly.
mark
Yeah, they
up
don't see the
our,
hard
our
work that goes.
budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people that aren't super aware of that, um, the information is out there,
Yeah.
you just got to look for it and pay attention. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's something that pretty well. Yeah, so I guess the last question. So imagine, a freshman or sophomore stumbles across this video. Any, words of advice for a new or newish student at GCSU?
certainly. Um, I won't use the word regrets, but I wish that I had been more involved my very first year. I did try to run for Senate, um, and I got out there and I met a lot of people that way. But I did I let myself get discouraged. Um, I probably shut myself out from, meeting more new people and, you know, advancing my career goals. I think I may have lost some time there, but so I would say just don't let your foot off the gas. Do what makes you happy. Don't get discouraged. If one thing doesn't work out, just move on to the next thing. Just move right along. Clubs, intramurals, going to the gym, making a gym, friend buddy system was really great for me. And the golden rule in politics is to never make enemies, to never burn bridges. And when you get knocked down, you just get right back up, go to the next thing. So I would say stick with that mantra, and you'll be good to go. And don't transfer outside of Georgia College.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much for throwing that in. Okay,
So
so is there anything I didn't ask you that I should have? Anything else we should touch base on?
I don't know. Not
Okay,
really.
totally
Not
fine. Yeah, and
really.
then I guess very last thing is Congressman Bishop's office. Have they put out their summer internship filings yet, or is that run?
Um, we are always collecting resumes and applications. So we take it on a rolling basis. Bishop.house.gov. There's a tab for internships. I haven't had a Georgia College intern in, not since I've been here.
Okay,
May have been one of the last ones. So we're looking for middle Georgia students, Georgia College students, and I am, reviewing those applications. So I encourage anybody that wants to apply, go ahead and apply.
wonderful. I'll put the link in the description.
That'd be great.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.